does Sean Silveira start?
Whew. Where does he start? That's a good question. I start 1997. Silveira is 9 years old, and one of his really good friends, Mike, gets him a skateboard, puts it in his hand, and basically from that point on, doesn't put it down. 13 years old is when I started surfing in the ocean, ultimately hooked on anything that had to do with a board and me standing on it. From 13 years old and on, I was surfing and skating every day after school, on the weekends, every birthday since I could remember. My mom would take me to the beach with a bunch of friends, and that would be my birthday party, and I would love every second of it. I'm definitely grateful for that woman and my father. I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without them. From then on, surfing and skating was a big part of my life. I was a sponsored skateboarder. I worked at Van Skate Park. I skated the park every single day. I did contests. I did contests in the ocean with surfing. And then about the time I turned 18, I had a bad crash and I broke my left wrist and my right elbow at the same time, and I was casted on both arms, and I just was like, this is not gonna work out for me. I need to do something else. It was too painful to take, banging my body all the time. And so that's when my senior year in high school rolls around, and I'm with my boys, and we're in the mall in Florida, and we see a sign with the wave machine on it, and we're like, the heck's this? And we look at the sign, we read it, and it says, Flowrider opening tomorrow. And we all look at each other and we're like, dude, we need to come back and do this. This is in our wheelhouse. We need to try it. And so the next day, opening day of this brand new shop with a Flowrider inside, we went in there and we tried it, and we all sucked at it terribly. It was actually embarrassing, but I didn't lose sight of that mantra in my mind. You can do this, you know, you do everything else, so why can't you be good at this? And that kind of pushed me to start doing stand-up a little bit. I was mostly doing the bodyboard because I was very taken back by the fact that I wasn't good at the stand-up board, so it was frustrating to me. But when I got the hang of it, the skateboarding background came into play, and a lot of the tricks were the same. And you know, 2 months later, I was riding every day. Boom, like I'm doing every single trick that I've ever done on a skateboard. People are like, dude, you need to go and do contests. You need to pursue this. This is gonna blow up. I'm, you know, 17, 18 years old, and I'm like, heck yeah, I want to do this for my life. But I've always wanted to be a professional athlete ever since the age of 9, so that was the dream growing up. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna put all my energy into this. And I did that, and I achieved the highest accolades in the sport 6 times over, and really stoked up at where I've been and where it's gotten me, where it's taken me. And I appreciate everyone that was in my path that helped me along the way. And it was big for me, you know, 6-time world champion, 5-time national champion, doing everything from traveling to places that most people don't see in their whole entire lifetime at the age of 18, 19, really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I think that it was a good thing that I got into this. I wish that there was a little bit more traction to it so I could actually stay with it and really pursue it 100%. I moved to California to be closer to Flowrider when I was 23. And I lived there till I was 24, 25. And 2 of my friends from a magazine that would deal with a lot of board sports called Borders Mag, Danny and Sean, they hit me up and they're like, hey dude, listen, you need to try wake surfing. You need to do this. It's gonna be exactly like flowboarding. The tricks are the same. You need to get on the board, you need to try it out. And so I was like, all right, I'll try it out. At that time, I mean, I grew up on the lake. I grew up doing water sports and all that stuff, and I really liked it, obviously. I mean, I was on the lake every day as a kid. I grew up on one of the biggest chain of lakes in Orlando with all my friends owning boats, and we were on them every weekend. So I was like, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe there's a technical side to this sport that I can grab onto and really take into another realm. So I went to Texas. I did a contest. I won that contest, and I was like, holy crap, this is sick. I think that I can actually be pro at this. So I packed all of my things up, moved back to Orlando, Florida, And as soon as I moved back there, I knew that I knew a bunch of people with boats. So as soon as I got back there, I met up with a really good friend of mine named Sam Langley. He really got me started and really got me behind the boat a lot. When I moved back, for like the first 2 or 3 months, I was out with him every day, riding morning and night, because when you're trying to do something like this, you need to practice. You need to ride every day. You need to ride 3 to 4 hours a day if you want to be the best. That's all there is to it. I knew that's what I had to do, and so I was looking on the internet one day for people that coach or pull in Orlando that I could also get behind, like some other boats, maybe try out some other wakes. And I ran into a guy named Tarzan. He operates Wakesurf Orlando. I hit him up on the internet. He's like, yeah, I pull people. And I was like, do you pull people that are trying to go pro? And he's like, yeah. He charged me 75 bucks, which I didn't really want to pay, but I did it anyway. Probably the best 75 bucks I ever spent, because he really believed in me and put a lot of effort behind me for the next 2 years. Now I'm the #1 wake surfer in the world. The efforts that he pushed behind me really stuck to me riding every day, an hour a day, and really giving me the tips that I needed to adjust some of the tricks that I wasn't landing, and giving me the consistency that I needed to win contests. Just really raised my skill level a lot. We did a video clip the first time I hung out with him. That video clip went crazy, and it's still to this day his highest viewed clip, and I'm super proud of that. He's super proud of it, and I think that we worked really well together, and we still do. And to this day, he is still pushing me harder than ever, and really wants to see me go far in this sport. I owe a lot of my success to him and everyone that helped me come up when I moved back to Orlando, and the boys that got me into it, and I really greatly appreciate all of them. So thank you for helping me out, and we'll see where Sean Silveira goes next.